Frack on to a mini episode of Frack the Canon. We're gonna do a react to the Batman, or a little review, I guess, with the coolest motherfuckers around, the fantastic quartet of Sarah. Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
CJ, what's up, CJ?
What did it do?
Mr. Tyler Ruiz, how you doing, good sir?
Doing all right. Have beer.
All righty. And I see someone else coming in, but while he comes in, we'll start. The Batman. What did you all think about that? I was not a fan. Nothing about this movie I thought was my favorite. Like to steal from CJ, nothing about the Batman was awesome. Oh, Katie joined us. How you doing, good sir?
Hey, welcome.
Welcome.
I'm pretty
Right on
good.
nick of time.
Just like Batman.
So a shorty one. I was not a fan of that movie. I thought everything was too long. Like I'm like 3 hours. The 3 hour movie should have been 2 hour movie. One got rid of an hour. I thought that could have been cut out of the freaking Catwoman storyline. What did you all think?
I mean, I'll go. Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
okay. I agree. It was way too long. Like we were coming off all the Christian Bale Batmans, which I enjoy, but they're just kind of okay. Like I kind of wanted like the goofiness of the Adam West to come back, which is more my speed in Batman, which I know other people don't like. But I miss the kind of more hokey, fun one. I think Tim Burton kind of put in his, though I'm not. There's some problems with his movies too, and I'm having problems a little bit with the unrealisticness of it. Like he's just a guy in a suit and he should be dead. Like there's several times where I'm like, okay, he's dead. We can end the movie
Can you
now.
give us an example?
Well, I think there's like there's a few. So like the big one to me was he fell into like a puddle of water that then gets electrified, and
Okay.
he would be dead. And then I think he falls somehow and crashes into something, and I was like, you're not living through that. No matter what you're wearing, you're not living through that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
it was the one for me too.
yeah, what Sarah said, it perfectly exemplified, I think, what you said of what's wrong with this movie. And I think it's just, not only is it too long, it just takes itself too seriously. And I'm not necessarily saying going all the way back to like Roland Emmerich or the
Joel Schumacher?
Joel Schumacher is what I meant, yeah.
Okay.
Or the Tim Burton Batmans, but you lose all sense of like comic book, like it's okay because it's just a fun movie if you take yourself that seriously. And there were moments where it, like, the reality of everything worked. Like the very beginning of the movie, actually, I kind of like how it starts, of the mayor getting murdered and everything. But then you lose it all when he's just getting like shot 100 times and like unfazed and everything. But I will say though, like, I generally judge a movie based off cinematic experience. I saw it in theaters, and it goes personally up a whole grade point for me because like the car chase scene in the movie was like incredible. Um, but I can imagine seeing that not in a theater would not be nearly as exciting.
I disagree. I thought it was still pretty cool because the first time I saw it, they released a little clip of it on YouTube. I mean, that's a cool chase scene. This is too long though. Like everything in the movie's too long. Even this freaking cape too long. Kenny, what is up, good sir? You haven't been on for in a minute.
I agree. I think it was way too long. About the first hour and a half was great, and then about after that, it loses the plot, I feel, or it just gets too into itself or in its own way. I think doing Riddler was a fantastic choice, especially as like early second year Batman, like it's supposed to be. because it showed him as a detective and it seemed fun. But then after 2 hours, I'm like, how is there still an hour left in this movie? I wish there wasn't an hour left of this movie. The fight scenes I thought were some of the best. And what Sarah said, when we got Nolan and Christian Bale doing what I think is probably the definitive Batman we're gonna get on film for a while, and for them to have the just testicular fortitude to think that they could do a dark gritty Batman like that, and like they did with the actors that they chose. Not that any of them were bad, but they were always what's his name? The actor who plays Batman, I'm forgetting his name
Pattinson.
now. Pattinson was
Robert
always gonna
Pattinson?
get he was always gonna get flack for being cast as Batman. And he was a little emo Bruce Wayne, definitely brooding. And just some stylistic choices I thought were great, but too many that were just why? I don't why.
For sure. I will keep mine short because I really don't feel all that differently from what most of you all said anyway. So I'll echo what you guys said, and I'll just talk about a couple of, because we all pretty much been talking about the negative. I'll just talk about a couple of things that I liked about it. I really liked, and I can never remember her name, Catwoman's performance.
Zoe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz. I was like, the other name that came to my head was Selena Kyle. So I was like, nope, that's not right. Freaking,
The character's name, Catwoman, and Selena Kyle. Yeah.
I liked her performance. I like what she did with the role. And I actually really liked. I've seen a lot of negative about Pattinson's like performance and like the director's choice to kind of erase the Bruce Wayne character. He like really only shows up in the hospital scene with Alfred, you know what I mean? But like other than that, there's not really a Bruce Wayne. He's just kind of all Batman. But I actually like that about the performance, and not necessarily about it in the movie, but I liked being able, whenever he took the mask off, to like see it in Pattinson's face, like this dude is gone, like he is freaking obsessed with, he has lost himself in this job, and I like being able to actually feel that from the actor, you know what I mean, and like, and this take on that character, the Batman, you know what I mean, which isn't something that which is something they kind of do in the comics a lot more often, and it's not necessarily something we've seen in the live space. So I did really like that. Obviously, Penguin, Colin Farrell's Penguin was pretty cool, and the makeup was excellent. You know, a nod to the car. I really love the car. It reminds me of one of my favorite like in comic Batmobiles. It's just like 70s era, like really just kind of looked like a freaking muscle car, you know what I mean? Like that he just kind of souped up with, you know, money and time, you know what I mean? But beyond that, yeah, I don't I was saying when we were kind of talking before we started recording, like or actually Renee was quoting me, nothing about this movie has my favorite Batman anything in it. Like there's characters that I've seen before. There's, you know, I don't, you know, it's not my favorite Batman actor. It's not my favorite Catwoman actress. Not my favorite
Riddler.
You know what I mean? But I thought it was, fun. Like I thought it was fun. Like I'm on the meh side, but I'm on the positive side of the meh. You know what I mean? It's like I enjoyed this movie for what it is. I can see it as like this isn't necessarily the Batman I'm used to. It is kind of a different take. You can lose the costume completely, and it's basically just Seven Part 2. You know what I mean? Like, but it's, you know, it was cool. I thought it was all right. Sorry, Kenny, you were trying to say something.
Oh, I was just saying like maybe best Riddler. That's all I could think of. I mean Jim Carrey's always gonna be up there, but I thought it was cool. I don't know, maybe too video gamey, but
I thought it was a cool take on the Riddler. You know what I mean? I thought it was a cool take on the Riddler, but there was, and I definitely like laughed out at the like thumb drive and like freaking. There was like another.
Oh
one.
my god, that joke was so stupid.
Right.
Sorry.
There was another one when he's when they're doing the bomb thing or whatever, and I was just like, why is this so funny? Why is he so goofy right now? Like, but I can't remember what he actually said. He said something, but I enjoyed it, but it was like totally like a take outside of those like couple of jokes though, like because there was only a couple. There wasn't something that was like I didn't feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys feel differently, I didn't feel like there was anything like outside of those couple of riddles that we got that was uniquely Riddler to this Riddler.
No, I don't think so.
They needed skywriting where they wrote the riddles in the sky and give you time to like figure them out.
Absolutely.
Final comments, final thoughts on the Batman.
I think it's worth
Alright,
a
my
watch, but if like as much as I crapped on it, like I did watch the whole thing and it was worth it to me. But go in with like not high expectations.
Yes,
Yeah.
I second that. Just too long. I remember being like, this is too long. We don't like. My biggest issue was like, why do we have this Catwoman story? We don't need this Catwoman story at all.
Yeah.
That's my big. That was for me. That was the biggest thing. Anyone else?
Yeah. Catwoman. I agree. If you want to fix the movie, you take out the last hour and have it end at the stadium thing. Maybe even like when he fell and got electrocuted, and that's just the end of the movie, and then like the post-credit scene is like maybe he's like alive or something, and like the whole everything that was said already, I completely agree. But I agree though also it's worth a watch, and especially if you're a Batman fan, like there are some great action sequences that make watching it worth it.
My take is if you already have HBO Max and you happen to have 3 free hours, it's worth your time. And you like Batman. Other than that, I wouldn't subscribe to HBO Max for it. I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it unless you're completely in love with Batman.
It's a better 3 hour, 3 hours than the Snyder Cut was. I'll tell you that much.
You're not wrong.
I do not disagree with that at all. Yes. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. We'll see the same fracking time, same fracking channel. Frack off.